Hey there, today we're going to be discussing why you should learn the anchor system with the guitar. In the anchor system, we'll think about notes through an idea called an anchor interval. It's a way of specifying a note by distance from another note, that other note being called the anchor note. This is the fundamental idea behind the method. Now, as a beginner, your fretboard knowledge might come from learning the major scale pattern on the guitar in one octave. It's usually learned by following a certain pattern or guessing checking with your ear. If you follow this path, then your next step might be to memorize the scale in different positions on the neck. When you have all this information memorized, it's easy to lose track of what you're playing at times and just to play from muscle memory rather than being able to dynamically change what you're playing and move outside these patterns. In the anchor system, we construct everything on the fretboard from scratch, meaning that on day one, it's possible to be able to explore the entire fretboard without the need for thinking in positions on the neck. The way we're able to do this is quite simple. Movement along the fretboard vertically is quite easy to understand, but horizontal movement across the strings is a little more complicated. We'll employ a fourths tuning, which will allow us to simplify this horizontal movement and allow us to move between different strings while still knowing what we're playing at any time. This means that we can produce these patterns on the fly and not have to memorize large amounts of information. We'll also be aware of the anchor interval of every note we play. This allows us to self-analyze so that when we come up with interesting ideas or make mistakes, we are able to understand what we did and why it sounded like that. This is what's going to allow you to go from noodling to playing things purposefully and being able to play what you can imagine. Again, the combination of understanding horizontal movement and being aware of what anchor interval we're playing allows us to come up with ideas and execute these ideas on the fretboard. If you've already got some musical knowledge and skill on the guitar, the system is also very beneficial to you. For example, if someone asked you to play all the different variants of C major 7 on the guitar, what would be your limiting factor? Would you run out when you've played all the inversions that you've memorized, adding extensions? With the anchor system, the way we think about notes allows us to have a duality between the quality of a chord and the anchor intervals involved. This idea allows us to create as many different variations as we want all over the neck. A lot of effort has also gone into making the system compatible with the standard systems in place today, so that we can read sheet music, chord symbols, and music theory ideas while still being able to convert it into and out of the anchor system. The anchor system also allows you to think more freely. An example coming to mind would be in the context of improvisation over a sequence of chords. One of the common methods of improvisation is to use something called chord scale theory, which relates scales and chords so that you can use them to improvise over top of chords. By thinking like this, you're trying to find scales which include the chord, but since you're attempting to find a scale, then you might not be considering other structures which fit it. Instead, what if you just chose any collection of notes which fit on top? Using the anchor system, we can think like this. So all in all, by using the anchor system, you're going to be able to minimize the amount of information that you need to memorize. And what you do memorize will have a large bang for its buck. Now, being aware of the anchor interval of every note we play, we'll be able to self-analyze and be aware of the notes we're playing rather than just noodling. And our final point is that by using the system, you're opening yourself up for a new way of thinking which is more free and isn't bound by scales or chord structures. So I hope you enjoyed learning about the anchor system today, and I hope you come check it out.